Ever been told,
just be yourself,
and your brain immediately panics? Because if you're a high-masking autistic adult, being yourself doesn't feel freeing. It feels risky. And here's the part most people don't tell you. Unmasking doesn't mean blowing up your life, losing your friends, or starting over from scratch. Today, I'm breaking down 5 ways to unmask that actually work. Slowly, safely, and without everyone around you freaking out. And the last one? That's the mistake almost everyone makes. It starts with you. You figured out you're autistic. You know you're exhausted from masking. But what does that even mean? Before you try being yourself around others, do you even know what yourself is? This may sound obvious, but it's not that simple. When you've been masking for years or decades, your default setting might be people-pleasing, saying yes to everything, just being agreeable. Or you might be a pusher, forcing yourself to push through, fake understanding, fake being okay when you aren't. You're not alone on that. Research shows that it's something that many late identified autistic adults struggle with. So the first step to unmasking, noticing when it's happening, even when you're alone, and being honest with yourself. Do I like going to cafes? No, not really. Do I even like design? Yes I do. So if you catch yourself still masking and still exhausted, that's normal. So it might feel weird, but let it go, especially when you're alone. That's the only way you can actually see what you like, what feels right for you in your brain. That's when you start to understand yourself, where the mask ends and you begin. Don't unmask all at once. You also might be feeling like, but I've already done this for decades. I'm changing this now. But it's not a race. And if you try it that way, you're probably going to end up overwhelmed, overloaded, and sitting in an empty bathtub in the dark with a 4-gallon bucket of bourbon. That actually sounds perfect. Unmasking is kind of like taking off 17 coats when you're in Alaska in the middle of winter. Yes, 17 coats might have been too much, but if you rip them all off at once, you're gonna freeze or freak out everyone around you and then freeze. But if you take off one layer at a time, your body adjusts. Same goes for unmasking. You don't go from polite small talker of the year to stim whenever it feels right overnight. Pick your pace, but keep it manageable. The point of unmasking is to rebalance your life. See where you can drop the mask and when it feels right. If unmasking puts you into a panic mode, that's a sign to take it slow, which we'll keep talking about more. But you're also allowed to keep some layers on until you're ready. There's no one right way to unmask when you're figuring out you're autistic as an adult. Know who's in and who's not. When you're figuring out how to unmask, it's not just about what you show, it's who you show it to. And that really comes down to feeling safe. Figuring out who's supportive, who's part of your personal in-crowd. And that's because you have limited energy. Learning to unmask takes energy. You're not sure how people will react. Some people will love the real you right away. Some people won't get it. Some will try, but they'll need time. And other people will surprise you with how awesome they are. And then there's the other people who give you the
why are you doing that?
The judgments, the looks, the
you never did that before.
People. That's not just you. Some people have a hard time with change, but you're going to realize you just don't have the energy for them all. It's not your responsibility to change their minds if they aren't ready. But you're also probably not going to want to be around them all the time. That's okay too. As you start to show up more as yourself, you can notice the difference. Start with the ones who matter and give you the support you need. This will help you feel more comfortable in your own skin. It's a way to adjust your expectations while doing what feels right for you. And when someone is in, they're really in. It's like they get a backstage pass, the behind-the-scenes version of you. The rest of the world might still only see the filtered version. And that's okay. You don't owe unfiltered access to everyone in your life. Unmasking doesn't mean dropping every social boundary or just info dumping about sharks or earthen-brick structures all the time, even though that's secretly what everyone actually wants. Unmasking means choosing when and where you lower the mask. And most of all, with whom. Did I use that right, Debbie? Who? Whom? Whom? That's why our free masking reflection guide can help you get started. It can get confusing and can make you feel a little bit shy. Don't expect everyone to get it. It sounds harsh, but it's the reality. Not everyone will get it when you start unmasking or tell them you're autistic. You're still going to get the, but you don't seem autistic, crowd. Or the people who hear you and then still are confused when you set fire to your office building because of the 47th interruption during your focus time. Note to self, don't set fire to your office building. So my suggestion, you let people know when you need to, when it makes sense, and with some context. Because the truth is, you have nothing to prove. It's not a competition over who seems the most autistic or who unmasks the fastest. It's okay to let someone know or to unmask with them, but it's also okay to choose not to. And whichever you choose, if you don't want to explain, then don't, because not everyone will get it anyways. Focus on people who will try to get it and who matter. It's a lot easier when you let them know in a specific context, like telling people adjustments that are helpful. Sometimes it might come with explaining you're autistic, but it doesn't always have to. Like in meetings, if you're the one leading, you might get straight into it. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really big into small talk, so let's just dive right into it. Or with a friend, you might say, yeah, I'd love to meet up. Only thing is, that cafe that you love that we normally meet up, it's just a little bit loud for me, and I'm gonna have a hard time focusing on you there. So is there a quieter spot we could meet up at? Not every explanation has to start with, I'm autistic, because that doesn't tell everyone what they need to know. Pay attention while you're unmasking to what feels right. Then think of how you can let important people know your needs. That's really where the magic happens. Making adjustments and figuring out what's good balance for you and the people around you. And remember, it's about you. Every autistic person is different. How much unmasking feels right will be different. Where and when you unmask will be different. It's not ripping off the mask with,
surprise, I'm autistic.
Or a complete 180 from everyone else overnight.
I'd change anything overnight for a corn dog.
Keep what works for you. Some people will say,
Just unmask around everyone right away.
but if you're anything like me, that's not doable. And unmasking doesn't mean suddenly throwing away every single behavior you picked up in life. Some of those survival skills might work for you, and that's okay. Now, I'm not saying you need to mask either. I'm saying you gotta do what feels right for you. And if certain things feel okay, or they feel fine in some contexts, you do you. So if you learn to make eye contact sometimes because it helps you connect with people you care about, keep it. If you figured out how to make a well-timed joke so you feel less awkward in meetings, keep that too. If you learn to keep to the small talk script because it's easier than just running away, you can keep that one too. Unmasking isn't about proving you're authentic or making yourself share things that you're not ready for yet. It's about figuring out what works for your neurodivergent brain and supporting it as you peel back the layers. And that means realizing that some of it might still be useful, as long as it works for you now. So ask yourself, is this behavior helping me be more like me? Or am I doing it because I feel like I should? If it's helpful, keep it. If it's hurting you, you can let it go. That's all part of unmasking. And either way, you're still you. We're just trying to do it more sustainably with less performance. So if you've been wondering how to unmask without feeling like you're burning your life down, here's your answer. Start with yourself. Go at your own pace. You don't have to rip it off all at once. You just have to start where you are and keep learning about yourself. You're not becoming a new person. You're becoming the you that's been there all along. And if you want a little help getting started, check out the free masking reflection guide or our 30-day unmasking journal. Links are in the description. And if you're on your unmasking journey, tell us how it's going in the comments. And to keep learning about your unique brain, watch this video next.
Okay, we're good. You just sort of danced for a long time.